Could my masters be quiet because my room and monitors are lying to me? How big of a deal is that in mastering? It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. Actually, hey, come here. It's a really big deal. It's a really big deal. So let me explain why. When you set up your room, you should have it set like this. If you don't, look at where your speakers are right now, and go set it up as quickly as you possibly can this way. So we have one speaker that's here. All right. We have our tweeter and then our woofer. We have another speaker that's here. So we have our two speakers. And then we're sitting somewhere here, right? I'm just going to do like a little smiley face. Give that guy, yay, he's happy. The distance between each speaker should be equal distance from the speaker to your ear. So for example, if this is 3 foot from side to side, then also this speaker to your ear should be 3 foot. It should be a perfect triangle. And the reason is because sound travels in waves. So sound, typically it goes like this. We've seen this a lot, where it kind of gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, if you actually take a look, it's creating a triangle shape. And so in order to avoid some of the phase issues and other things that we could possibly have, to get a pure like stereo image, we want to make sure that we're setting it up in a perfect triangle. Now, this is where it gets even worse. Oh, it's so bad. When you set up your room, there's a thing called first reflections. So your speakers now, okay, we're all happy now. We got our speakers set up like this. Well, now our speakers are creating sound. Ooh, that is definitely not the color that I want. Let's go orange. So now our speakers are pushing out some sound. They're sounding great. We're really happy, right? And so it's being pushed directly to us. Ideally, like you have the speaker kind of curved a bit to you, okay? But for the sake of argument here and just for the sake of this drawing, I want to show you here. So now we have a wall that's over here. Boom. This is right here is called a first reflection point. And so wherever that hits first is then going to hit there, and then it's going to come back to you. And so now you're hearing another like degraded version of that sound. And so if you have speakers in your room and you do not have acoustic treatment up in your room, you are hearing like about 50-60% of what you're hearing is coming from around the room and off the walls, not from the speakers. The other 40% or 30% is coming from the speakers. Even if you have proper acoustic treatment set up in your room, like I do here, you're still getting around 40% of what you're hearing is coming from around the room and being reverberated around, hitting off the first reflection. So I recommend learning how to do mastering inside of headphones. Get a good pair of headphones, learn them really well, and then just eliminate the room entirely. For a lot of us like home producers, and we can't have like an entire mastering like room built, then typically headphones are going to be a better option. You can always check in monitors, but like just learn your headphones. Now, if you're really adamant about this and you're like, Andrew, you have acoustic treatment set up, you use your monitors, how do I do the same? Well, let me show you. So we saw our wall, that's right here. And we know that our sound is traveling in this triangle, right? And so we have our first reflection point. Well, I'm going to show you something really cool, and this blew my mind when I heard it for the first time. How do we find out where those first reflection points are? Well, here's the cool part. Sound and light all travel in waves. I'm more than just a hat rack, you guys. And so what happens is what you can do is you can put a mirror. So I had my wife come in and hold a mirror on the wall, and I sat in my room. So my speakers were 3 foot apart or 2 foot apart or whatever they are. And then I made sure that I'm sitting in that perfect spot. And then I had my wife put a mirror on the wall, and I just looked at it from where my spot was. And as soon as I could see that speaker cone in the mirror, that's the first reflection point, and that's where you put acoustic treatment on. And so, boom, you just run the mirror along the wall. This is that first reflection point. It's coming here, and it's coming back to you here. So right here, we just put some acoustic treatment up on the wall, and we're good to go. All right, so when you do get a chance to set up your room, I highly recommend this. For those of you guys that are like, how do we get acoustic treatment? How do we do this? I built these myself. It's actually really affordable to do so, and it's better than anything you can pretty much buy that I've found, unless you like hire a company to build stuff for you. I have an entire blueprint, like the blueprints and the video guide. Links to that are down in the description below. It's completely free. I have my entire build guide and blueprints and everything. Like I show you everything. And I actually used bed sheets for the fabric. It's cheap and it also works really well. And so if you're like, is my room lying to me? Yes, it is. It absolutely is lying to you.